Hey horror fans, once again it's the Horror Miser Monty G, and today we're going to talk about found footage 3D. Now, found footage 3D is a 2016 found footage horror film. It is the first found footage film to be shot in 3D. In theaters, that is. It was directed by Stephen D. Gennaro. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And basically, it was also written by him as well. And it's basically we have basic premise of the film is that we have this film crew who decides to film a found footage film and do their behind the scenes, but they're going to shoot it in 3D out in this cabin in the woods of all places. Unfortunately, while they're shooting their behind the scenes films for this found footage movie, it looks like an evil entity has come into play and causes quite a destruction on the set. And that is basically the premise of found footage 3D. Now, I'm pretty sure you're saying to yourself, Monty G, Horror Miser Monty G, we know found footage films suck, and some of them do. There's only been a relatively few good found footage films. Obviously, you think of Cloverfield. You think of, I believe, the first two Paranormal Activities were pretty good found footage, and all the rest of them just follow the same tried and tribulary problem that we found with found footage films. Obviously, the most successful one before it actually became a subgenre in horror was the Blair Witch Project. That was particularly the first found footage film. And like I said, the reason why they continue to make them because they're very cheap to make, don't have to spend a lot of money, and of course, based upon what the Blair Witch did, they became very popular in the Hollywood industry, and especially in the horror genre because they're very cheaply made. Unfortunately, as with all these problems that you have with found footage, they don't make any sense. Why most audience always have this question: why the people still filming? I dropped the camera and ran by now, and that's the problem that you have with found footage films. And I found this one to be pretty interesting because, hey, look, it's not only it's found footage, but it's found and it's filmed in 3D. So at least give the film producers credit, film crew credit for trying to make something different in the found footage subgenre. Now, as I stated before, basically a group of filmmakers, they traveled to a cabin in the remote part of somewhere in Texas, and they decided they want to shoot their found footage film in 3D. And in their behind the scenes film, they talk about it. We have a person by the name of Dexter, his wife Amy. I think we have another one named Mark. I think that's Derek's brother. We have the director, his name is Andrew. We have a sound guy by the name of Carl, and we have a new production assistant whose name is Lily. So we have these 5 people that are going to shoot this film in the cabin in the woods, and everything seems to be going fine. We get some nice, interesting play between all five of the characters. Especially, I believe the guy's name is Derek, who actually turns out to be a real pain in the ass, a real dick as the film goes through. But then some strange things begin to happening behind the scenes. And while they're looking at the edit, and while they're editing the film, we see some mysterious smoke appear behind, and we don't know what it is. But eventually, it causes major problems on set. And before they even know it, all the things that we see in found footage films happens behind their scenes, and that's basically what happens in this film. Now, I do want to give the people who make this film a lot of credit. They really tried their best to make a really good film, and some of the parts are pretty interesting because when they do the behind the scene footage, they yell and they yell and talk about some of the problems that they have in found footage film, and they don't want to do the same thing. Yet they always tell that the audience is stupid and they're not going to believe it, while the other person says that that's not true. We don't want the audience to think that they are stupid. And that's probably one of the biggest gripes that we have ourselves as horror fans, and horror fans ourselves, is like, hey, look, why can't they try to do something different when doing a found footage film? And that's what this film, what I liked about the film, is that's what they actually talk about, talking about, let's not try something stupid, let's try this. But then again, like I said, the main guy, Derek, he turned out to be a real dick in the film, and he wants to do things his way, not wanting to compromise what he's trying to do and set up what he's trying to do. He's not trying to compromise it. He just wants to film this film because he thinks it's his idea. This is what I want to do, not listening to his fellow filmmakers. So I really give the let's see, I think his name is Carter Roy. Carter Roy does a pretty good job as Derek. He's the main lead of the picture. He and Alina von Stroheim as Amy. They're supposed to be a couple, a married couple that are working on this film. But obviously, they're having some problems. He has his brother Andrew, who's the production, who's is in editing, and he's the one that is taking a liking to Amy. We have the director Carl, and then we director Andrew, and he's trying to do the right thing in order to make a pretty good picture. And obviously, we also have Carl, who's the sound guy. He's the only one that has any sense in the film, and he does the right thing by look after the weird stuff starts happening. He's the one that wants to leave, and he does try to leave as well. And of course, we have poor Lily. She's just is her first time there, but and she has no clue what she's doing and what she's getting into. But I really thought everyone did a pretty good job, and like I said, it's not the greatest found footage film. It's certainly not the worst, but it's not the greatest neither. Steve DeGennaro, I believe that's how you pronounce the director's name. He does a pretty good job in creating scenes and creating tension in the film. Fortunately, the film does drag a bit because it does take a while before we get to see any type of weirdness happening on in the play. But I think the payoff is pretty good because by the time the third act ends, that's when the real shit hit. That's when the shit hits the fan, and everyone's going crazy at that time right now. But I think if he would have not waited so long, perhaps he would have had a better film. But I guess I don't know what his whole purpose was or what he was trying to accomplish. I guess he was so busy trying to create tension in the film itself with these characters. That's the reason why he waited so long before we finally get to the third act before stuff happened. So, on my scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give found footage 6. So, my horror fans, have you seen found footage 3D? Did you see it? Do you think this is just another terrible found footage movie, or did you actually enjoy it? Do you think this was a pretty good entry into the found footage subgenre? Leave your comments down your section. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and let me know what you thought about found footage 3D. Now, keep in mind, obviously, I did not see this picture in 3D. I'm assuming that the fact that they were trying to do something different. I don't know if the 3D, if you saw it, if you saw it in 3D, it'll make a difference if you did or not. They do some shots that take advantage of the 3D effect. But I don't think they did enough to take advantage of it. But, I give them an effort for trying. Like I said, it's not a bad movie. Not one of the worst found footage movies that I've seen. Certainly not one of the best, but I give them an effort for trying. Well, that's my video for today. Thank you very much for watching. Of course, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And this is your first time here, please hit that subscriber button and ring that notification bell. That way you can become part of the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as usual, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules.